on Horror Network.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to continue to sing until other people tell me not to because Josh likes it.
Got me again with it.
Got you again with it. So, hello, guys, gals, non-binary pals, spooky cuties, and hair-raising homies. Welcome to the 16th episode of Horror Wars, brought to you by the Riffing on Horror Network. I'm Rob.
And I'm Josh.
And today we will be doing the war portion with One Missed Call.
Yep.
Japanese and American. Then we have our top five. The top five this week is our top five Asian horror films. Because you can't just limit it to Japan.
Yeah.
Well, for me anyway. I don't know where yours...
No, they're all around.
They're all around too?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because if you limit it to just Japan horror, you are doing yourself such a disservice.
And it will mostly be like Ringu. And
it's the same movie
like
and over and over and over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except for Suicide Club. Anyway, speaking of Club, we have been dabbling the last couple episodes with doing like reviews of movies.
Yes.
So now, instead of just, being a little side portion, I gave it a title. It's the Horror Club Review.
Oh, okay.
And Club is spelled with a K because we're different. Whatever.
So we're from the Mortal Kombat universe?
Yeah, exactly. So that means we're from the DC universe because it's part of the 52 Earths?
Technically, yeah.
Right, okay, cool. So we've got that. And then also, I put out the clarion call for some questions, answers, comments, anything like that regarding stuff for horror or anything. And holy shit, did we get a response.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm probably not going to say all of them.
We'll have to put it into the next one, too.
The next and the next.
Yeah,
more
so
than
if you don't hear yours, don't take offense. It's just, everyone wrote.
We got a lot. So let's go ahead and I guess give it a start. Oh, wait. We wanted to talk about the new page.
Yeah.
So if you go to Instagram and go to the search area, you put in Horror Wars Podcast, and we actually have our own page on Instagram now.
Yep.
So you can find all of the back episodes from episode 1 to 15 on there. Mm-hmm. You can see our co-host profiles.
Yes.
And take a look at my ugly mug and Josh's gorgeousness. And then you can also interact with us there. You can, ask questions, whatever. Hit up the DM. We also have an email address now. So it's horrorwarspodcast@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. So if you ever want to shoot that up and say some comments, ask some questions about horror, whatever, go for it, and we will reply on the show.
I saw that with the Instagram thing of the profiles where you put this stud, and I'm like, oh, what? And then I go up and it's like this ugly beast or whatever the fuck. I'm like, bro, come on.
We're Beauty and the Beast.
Come on, stop it, buddy.
And for those that have been following along, for the 15 episodes previous to this, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
We love you. And if you've noticed, the logos, everything was all redone. It's now kind of like an orange and green vibe for us, and black. Yeah, the new. I took a couple hours on that, so I'm glad. I'm glad everybody seems to enjoy it. And also, we got 600 followers in less than 24 hours.
That's fucking hot.
So yeah, I mean, we can thank Riffing on Horror, as the umbrella for that, because if it wasn't for Riffing on Horror kind of starting to take off the way it is, then I wouldn't be able to do this.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Still be writing up ideas.
Right, exactly. So, with all of that being said, let's get into the actual war part of the episode. And again, we are doing One Missed Call. Japanese versus American. Oh, also I did some different things with the actual war grading part.
Yeah, smart.
Thanks. Okay, so go ahead, Josh. Get into the Japanese One Missed Call.
Did you bring pens in here?
No, but I can go get them while you're talking. It's just going to be quiet.
That's fine. Pretty much when I get to the where to watch, because buckle in, there's a lot.
No, there's not.
A lot of wording.
Oh, wait, that's right. I got the English one. And, dude, wait until you hear mine.
goody.
Oh, my God.
All right, we got one missed call. The release date was January 17th, 2004. The runtime is 1 hour and 52 minutes. The budget was $1.7 million. In the box office, it made $17.6 million worldwide, by the way.
Right, exactly.
Production company, Kodakawa Daiei Iga. Hey, I kind of got it there.
Hey, you did better than I would have.
Produced by Yoichi Arashige, Fumio Inoue, and Naoki Sato.
If you
That
notice-
sounds familiar.
It does, but if you noticed, I changed that up too because it used to be like produced. It used to be production companies,
Yeah.
but now it's produced by because of the individuals and then the
Right.
actual companies.
With the screenplay, we got Minako. I almost said diarrhea.
Minako Diarrhea.
Diarrhea. Directed by Takashi Miike. That sounds familiar too. I swear these people worked on other ones.
Takashi Miike is one of the most
Yeah.
famous Japanese directors. He did The Grudge, dude.
Oh,
Or no,
yeah,
wait, no.
There we go.
He didn't do The
It
Grudge.
was.
He did Imprint. He did Ichi the Killer.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of really crazy movies. Yes.
Cinematography by Hideo Yamamoto and edited by Yasushi Shimamura. Where to watch? Currently, you're able to watch One Missed Call, streaming with subscriptions on Fandor, Shudder, Fandor Amazon channel, Screenbox's Amazon channel, Shudder's Amazon channel, Spectrum On Demand, Asian Crush, AMC Plus, and Arrow, all caps.
All cap.
Alternatively, you can watch for free with ads on Tubi TV, Dark Matter TV, or Asian Crush. It's also possible to rent or purchase One Missed Call online with Apple iTunes, Google Play Movies, Amazon Video, YouTube, or Alamo On Demand.
And I also changed that too because I put rent or purchase at the same time instead of going with what it was because, you know, my information that I get for this is from justwatch.com. So they word it like that and I rearrange words now. So fuck that.
The ratings, IMDb got 6.2 out of 10. Letterboxd was 3.1 out of 5. And for Rotten Tomatoes, 44%.
Right.
The plot. People mysteriously start receiving voicemail messages from their future selves in the form of the sound of them reacting to their own violent deaths, along with the exact date and time of their future death, listed on the message log. The plot thickens as the surviving characters pursue the answers to this mystery, which could save their lives. Ugh.
Are you?
I'm just reading ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Related media, One Missed Call 2, and then One Missed Call 3, final.
Yeah, that's it. Just One Missed Call 3.
Film
Final.
facts.
There's only 4, by the way.
And it just says more on IMDb.
Right, because I
There
forgot
is
to put
none.
0.
Yeah,
I forgot.
I
Yeah,
know.
my bad.
You're good. During the opening credit sequence, one of the cell phone ringtones is the theme song for an earlier Takashi Miike film, Gozu, 2003.
Mm-hmm.
In the excuse me. It's been a while. In the Philippines, the movie poster carries the tagline for the creators of The Ring and Ju-on the Grudge 2. The two mentioned movies have no connection with this movie, except both movies also came from Japan, where this movie was originated.
Right, that's it.
Okay.
That's it. Ow, goddamn. Sorry, just want to let you guys know, we're at an actual desk today
Yeah.
instead of like...
You've been all around the world with us. We've been in
Right.
like 50 different rooms.
So today we're at like the actual desk in what was supposed to be the office of our home, but it just turned into kind of the whatever.
Just throw all
room.
your shit in here. Really.
Right, and then now like we cleaned everything off the desk, and now I'm getting the shit beat out of me by the edges and corners. So, my apologies.
A few scenes in the film are meant to be an homage to other J-horror classics, including Yumi racing against time to discover the secret of the curse before she's scheduled to die is lifted from Ringu. The film that mostly inspired this one, The Ghost Child Hiding in an Apartment Cupboard, is inspired by Ju-on the Grudge, 2002. The scene featuring an old residential building with a water tank on the roof, which then cuts to a shot of characters ascending in an elevator, is an homage to Dark Water, 2002, which was last week's episode. Well, 2 weeks ago's episode, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. We're kind of like doing
A lot of J horror.
a lot of J horror and remakes for
Yeah.
the month of March. We're gonna probably do it like one more, and then we'll switch over.
The premise of ghosts terrorizing the lives of humans via technology is reminiscent of Pulse, 2001.
That's one that I was thinking about doing for next episode.
Gotcha. The film has an alternate ending where Yumi spits the candy in the Yamashita's mouth. It cuts to Tendo, the exorcist, wearing casts on his arms and legs. He gets a missed call on a cell phone, but unlike the other victims, his message is from a few seconds in the future and not 3 days. He's then killed in a humorous fashion with a metal basin. That's written weird. When a metal basin falls on his head. This ending was cut for ruining the tone of the ending. God, that was such word salad. My bad. You ever do that thing where you're reading, but you reread the same sentence twice and you get jumbled?
then,
That just happened.
I looked at your face while you were doing it, and I was like, oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
error.
And for cast, it just has the names of the characters.
Yep.
That's crazy. You mean Nakamura?
No, that's the name of the people that were in the film. That's not the characters. I had the characters, but their names were so outrageous that I was like, let me just make this easier if I have to do this one.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to butcher names.
Right. Yumi Nakamura, Hiroshi Yamashita, Natsumi Konishi, Ichiro Fudeja, Oka, and Detective Yusaku.
Yeah, Oka, that's it. That's all there was Oka. I don't even know who Oka is, but yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, bro.
Made from the Oka tree.
Right. Are you going to look up who Oka is?
Yes.
Okay. So while you do that, I'll do I'll do mine. So the movie name obviously is One Missed Call. The release date was January 4th, 2008. The runtime for this one was 1 hour and 27 minutes. So a cool almost 30 minutes shorter than the Japanese one. The budget for this one was $20 million and it made $45.8 million. So it made its money back. Good, whatever. Produced by Andrew Kosov, Broderick Johnson, Scott Krupp, Lenny Lou Tugend, and Lauren Weissman. The production companies were Alcon Entertainment, Katakoa Pictures, Equity Pictures, and Intermedia Films. Screenplay was by Andrew Klavan, directed by Eric Valette, and cinematography is Glenn McPherson, edited by Steve Merkovich. Where to watch? You ready for this one? Remember, I told you you can rent or buy One Missed Call on Apple iTunes, Google Play Movies, Amazon Video, Microsoft Store, YouTube, or DirecTV Online.
Oh, cool.
I think that was like the shortest one we ever had. The end.
But I
Done.
get some Alamo, Falamo, all this extra shit.
I ended up renting it on Prime Video. It was like $1.99. So I was like, I have like $75 in Amazon credit. so I was putting it to use.
Now just watch it 74 more times and then see if you can find
Nah,
hidden
fuck
meaning or
that.
some
I'm gonna
shit.
do that for whenever I get hit with the English ones, and they're not available on like Vudu or anything like that. The ratings for this one is 4 out of 10 on IMDb.
Hold on, let me see for a comparison real quick. What was it? 4 out of 10?
4 out of 10 on IMDb.
OG1 on blah 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 blah. This is 6.2 out of 10.
Letterboxed 1.7 out of 5.
Oh wow, the OG has a 3.1.
Yep. On Rotten Tomatoes, 29%.
I only did like a little worse than the OG.
So what was the OG one?
44.
Gotcha. Now, also, the 29% and the 44% that we have, those are the fan Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. This movie's famous. My remake is famous for getting 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I totally agree with that.
So, anyway, plot. When Beth Raymond witnesses the deaths of two friends, she knows there's more at work than just tragic coincidence. Days before they die, both victims hear their terrifying final moments on cell phones. Though the police think Beth is crazy, Detective Jack Andrews believes her. Together, the pair try to unravel the mystery behind the horrifying messages before their own phone numbers come up. Sounds like a pretty good movie. Related media, none.
Good.
Film facts. There are 14 more on IMDb. By the way.
That's crazy. There's like no film facts for the original, which is winning in the ratings quotes.
Right.
But there's more interesting facts about the remake. Maybe that's why. Because it's just kind of meh.
No, actually, the facts are really fucked up for this one.
Goody.
Yeah. Number 1, Guillermo del Toro was offered the chance to direct, but turned it down to work on Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. Both
That's
horrible
sad.
movies.
That makes me sad.
Right.
'Cause
Because
at least-
Guillermo would have fucking...
Yeah. His realm was horror a bit there.
Right. So number 2 is, while in preparation for the film, director Eric Ville never watched the original Japanese version and asked the actors to not watch it either.
Wow.
Right.
So much respect for something you're remaking.
Number 3, it was not screened for critics.
Can you blame them? You know, when they were done, they were like, "Ooh, let's just instant DVD."
Oh, wait until I get to like number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8. Okay, number 4 is the original writer, Andrew Clavin, has mentioned several times that he wrote the script under the assumption that it was going to be a horror comedy and was very surprised when the movie was made as a serious horror film. Regarding some of the very chunky dialogue, he said, "Those were supposed to be jokes."
Nice.
Let that sink in for just a moment. Just a moment. Just drink it like you're doing that water right now. Yep. Number 5. Every single character in this film is seen using a Boost mobile phone.
Damn, sponsor.
Right.
Not for us, though.
Boost mobile flip phone.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
shit.
Number 6. Jason Horgan was originally... We're not going to make fun of his name. Jason Horgan was originally considered for the part of Ray Purvis, but the producers felt that he was too young. The part went to Jason Beghe, and Horgan was cast as Dr. Ken Brown. Number 7.
Okay.
At around 2 hours. At around 1 hour and 2 minutes in, sound designers used the voice of Skid Row frontman Sebastian Bach in the hospital basement sequence. The archive audio came from Bach's scream at the beginning of Midnight Tornado, a song from the band's 1989 debut album, Skid Row. Here's number 8. The project was filmed in 2006 and was scheduled to be released on August 24th, 2007. The film, however, was pushed back to January 4th, 2008 because they did not want to utilize this as the end of summer blockbuster.
What a flop.
Number 9, on August 2006, or should be in August because there's no actual date. So in August 2006, Ed Harris and Gabriel Byrne were both cast in undisclosed roles for the film, but dropped out due to unknown circumstances. Probably because they read the fucking script. Number 10, in December 2007, a website dedicated to the film was launched, as well as numerous websites running competitions to promote the film, with the first prize being an Apple iPhone as part of the marketing campaign.
Shit, rich.
Remember, iPhone 1 was just there then at that point. Okay, so my movie has 20,000 cast members.
Oh my god.
Okay. Shannon Sossaman as Beth Raymond, Alana Locke as young Beth, Edward Burns as Detective Jack Andrews, Anna Claudia Talanicon as Taylor Anthony, Ray Wise as Ted Summers, Azura Sky as Leanne Cole, Johnny Lewis as Brianna Sousa, Jason Beghe as Ray Purvis, Margaret Cho as Mickey Lee, Megan Good as Shelley Baum.
Megan Good, like.
Yeah, like Megan Good.
Really? Oh, shit.
She was the first kill.
Why did I not recognize her?
Because she was in the movie for like 20 seconds.
That's probably one of them.
Same thing with Margaret Cho. She's a fucking famous comedian. And anyway.
Another misused cast, eh?
Yep. Rhoda Griffiths as Marie Layton. Dawn Dinninger, not Dillinger, Dinninger, as the ghost of Ellie Layton. Regan Lamb as Laurel Layton. Karen Bayer as Mrs. Ford. David Spector as Gary. Mary Lynn Owen as Julie Cohn. Roy McCreary as Dr. Painter. Greg Corbett as John. Bart Hansard as Howie. Katie Nealand as Maddie. Jason Horgan as Dr. Brown. Kyra Akita as Jewel. Why didn't she get a fucking last name? Every single person in this movie got a last name, whether they were in the movie for 20 seconds or 40 seconds or whatever. But she doesn't get a fucking last name.
Hey, man, we got Oka for mine.
Right. Laura Herring as Mrs. Raymond. Wilbur Fitzgerald as Lieutenant. And Lauren Payton as Reception Nurse. Nurse, not nursed.
My favorite character.
Right. Yeah. Did it need that many fucking people in the movie? Like, really?
It's like one of those. It's like when you try to make a dream team for like a sport, but then they're just ass because they don't mesh. But they want to have like big names to kind of call out, so they keep watching them. That's pretty much what that cast is. It's pretty much what they did with 2 weeks ago, Dark Water, like where they had John C. Reilly and Tim Roth and all that. It's just like, let's just have big names or big-ish names at the time, and then fuck it up.
No, I agree. I'm getting writing utensils. Sorry.
You want to know the freaky thing is that fucking Aladdin thing? I have this.
Abu?
It was the first thing I ever bought.
I think we've actually discussed this
Yeah.
before because I've had that Abu since I was like 4 years old, dude.
Yeah, when I was a kid, it was the first thing I ever bought. My mom gave me a quarter and said, if you want it, use your first quarter and go buy it from the lady with a yard sale next door, and boom.
Yep.
And then when I got older, I thought it was possessed because when I laid back, it felt like it was tapping my head.
Oh my
So
God.
it's locked away like a cursed fucking object, and I'm not kidding.
That's fucking hilarious. So.
So to add on to horror in real life kind of shit.
Right. Well, I mean, I actually used to own a My Buddy doll. And My Buddy was the
Why would
premise
you
of
do that?
because I was 4.
I know.
4 or 5, something like that. You know, actually, I think I got a Boo when I was 6. And I got the My Buddy doll when I was 4.
Yeah, it's literally the same one too.
Yep. But mine's much more wear for tear, I think, because yours wasn't used as much more than likely before.
Mine was like I slept with it as a kid, but usually it would be like up and above my head or something.
I threw that motherfucker on the
Power bombing it
sidewalk.
and shit.
I
Yeah.
beat the shit out of him. He's been through hell, man. Anyway, so back at the wrench.
Let me just say that the movie, your first time watching it, isn't that bad I would say for the OG, but it feels like it is legitimately just following
formulaic.
Grudge, right?
They said in the
No, I know, but it's just like the whole. I know there's a lot of references, but
Right.
it almost feels like you're watching just the Grudge, just with a new set of characters and a different Ghost Girl.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like how they have the shit, but then they just use the inhaler.
Right.
So, which by the way, that theme, mwah,
Yes. Because
amazing.
okay, for those that have never seen either of these movies,
Right.
the remake or the original, literally everything happens in the original that happens in the remake.
It's just a new coat of paint. The
It's-
only thing that I
yeah.
can see with the remake is you can tell it was made around that time of Final Destination.
Yes.
With the horror movie tropes of every character,
Yes.
and then everyone had to die in some like random way.
Yeah.
Legit with the pull through the chest at one part, where it's like you forgot your phone.
Yeah.
And then like that's
Yeah.
Final Destination shit.
Literally.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Not both are not that good. I'm gonna
Right.
go with it.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the movie itself, I don't know what's going to win this one. I really don't, because we had an actual war last week with not last week, 2 weeks ago with Dark Water, because we knew that both were subpar, but with Dark Water, the American one, like we said, we could just put the Japanese people into the American one's stuff, but give like the more emphasis on the divorce story, and boom, that would be perfect.
Right.
With this one, I don't really know.
There's like a few spots where I could say I'll give it to OG, but the other ones are just it's too close to just give it to one.
All right, so then you know what we'll do? We will save our scores until the end. We're not going to say
Fair enough.
who did what and what did who. So let's do that real quick. And then you tell me what you have, and I'll tell you what I have. And
Bottom
then...
two aren't gonna go, right? I'm assuming.
No, that's how come they got the
Gotcha.
cuts on them, because, they were joke anyway. So I'll give it to that one. I will give it to that one. Doobie doobie doo. Ooh, oh yeah, we are having fun here, guys.
Oh man, some of these are kind of
They're hard.
It's meat. They're bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, they're not as probably what people consider to be the worst movie ever, but it's just like if you want to watch that movie, just watch The Grudge, man. It's
Yeah, no, I
close enough.
totally agree. Oh yeah, that definitely has to go to remake. Sorry, I know I said that out loud or whatever, but and I added environment because of what we have been doing the last few weeks.
Yeah.
All right, I got mine ready.
Okay, fair enough. Whatever.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So what did you give the OG? Don't tell me which ones you gave, but what did you give OG? How many?
So I'm trying to figure out now so I don't get all my markings fucked up.
Okay.
For OG, 6.
Okay, and for the remake 4. All right. All right. Wow. The winner for this episode, only by 2 points, is the OG.
Really?
Yeah, only
It
by 2 points.
makes sense to me, man.
11 for OG and 9 for the remake. Now, for those that are new here and want to understand what we're doing, we're going to go ahead and give off, So for acting, I gave it to the OG.
I gave it to remake, and that's only because I like the hamminess.
Okay, where they were supposed to be jokes?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's wild. Directing, I gave to the remake.
I gave the OG.
I like the style the director used more than the style of directing that Japan used, but it wasn't by much.
I just feel like remake is just so slow.
Now, see that's the thing. Wait till we get to pacing. Writing and plot, I gave to the OG because
I gave the OG as well.
Because to me, even though the writing and plot is extremely subpar, it was better because you could tell it was a homage to Japanese horror in general.
No.
And it sucks for me because Takashi Miike is one of my favorite directors, but I like the American directing style more than I like Takashi Miike's. The Killer. Which one?
I gave the remake.
I gave it to OG. Not by much though.
That's what I'm saying. It's so splitting hairs. It's like
casting.
I gave that to OG.
I gave it to the remake because I did like the cast in the remake.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I liked the cast. I'm not going to say I like the writing for the cast,
okay.
but I liked the casting of the people because obviously, for me, if you put that cast with the writing and plot of the OG, I think it would be a better film. Soundtrack.
I gave it to remake solely because of the remix to the theme. So.
Yeah, I gave it to remake as well. Gore and kills.
I like the OG, and that's because like with the train scene where the girl falls onto and everything, when it's right at that tip of looking realistic death kind of thing in horror, because that happens a lot in Japan. Suicide by train.
Especially fucking Suicide Club, like I talked about earlier. There was a mass suicide of people just jumping in front of a train.
So I just felt like it was a little less over the top than remake, which seemed like too much.
Yeah. So that's we both were right on that one. So pacing, I gave it to the remake.
I went with OG.
Right, because for me, the pacing of an hour and 20 some minutes didn't feel like it went by that slow, and the Japanese one's like 2 hours long. Yeah, so it's just like, I don't
know. Maybe it's because like of maybe I get too into it when I watch the remakes for stuff when it's the original, things from the Japanese creators. Right. So I kind of fall into that weird like they're not portrayed energetic in movies like that or anything like that. So like the slow build-ups,
I get what you're
you know
saying.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of it just being a big scream like fest with having something chasing you or whatever. So that's the only reason I went in that direction.
No, that's fine. Time period.
I gave it to remake.
I gave it to OG.
Now see, I shit on it for doing the Final Destination type stuff,
but
it fits the time period. Right. They knew where to strike with that one.
Okay, and for environment, I gave it to the remake.
I went with OG.
We could not have been more polar opposite on this one. But the thing is, it's like you said, it's splitting hairs. Like, I went with what I went with just because, okay. And then you went with what you went with because just, okay. So, what would be your perfect one missed call?
For me, 100%, like, the gore and kills have got to stay from the original.
Okay.
Time period, I don't know about that one. Environment, I still feel like it fits into the kills with just being a little more. Their deaths are more common for a suicide or a death compared to a random piece of rebar flying through the fucking sky and penetrating someone. The soundtrack has got to be a remake for me because I just enjoy, the more up to date versions of something, unless they completely butcher it. You know what I mean? Right. But I didn't feel like they butchered it, so that's why I like it.
Of course, the acting from the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we could somehow manage to get a hybrid of Takashi Miike and Eric's directing, that would be good. Like,
it's just funny because even though like I was in favor of it for remake, when I think about it, something for OG, I'm like, damn, should I?
Right.
I like the other one there, and then when I switch my mind, I like the other one. So.
Right. So basically, the OG won by 2 points, but that's strictly like.
If we could make it to where we could tie things, like if we could say it was, it for both,
right,
it would probably just be a tie down the whole list.
Right, because both of us are just kind of like going back and forth.
It's weak. It's like a very weak horror.
It is. And I hate to say that because, it shouldn't have been.
Compared to Miike's other work, this is kind of on the lower end.
I think he said that it was an homage, but I think it was merely just like him not giving a fuck.
It was more like, hey, since all of these things are popular, if I just cram them into one, we're golden.
We're golden.
Like, there's the golden goose.
There's the golden goose. Yes, exactly. So yeah, no, I get it. All right, so technically by default, the OG won because yes, we're still coming up with reasons as to why both are better.
But realistically, just Rob and I lose. Like, just time watching that shit was just
we lost about 3.5 hours.
Something like that. Yeah.
So that's fantastic. I'm so glad.
Hey, we do it so you guys don't have to.
Right. So now we are going to get into
That's so funny.
something much better to talk about. We're going to get into our top 10 Asian horror films. Well, top 5.
Rob just goes for extra credit.
Look, I didn't go for extra credit, okay? I have seen so much Asian horror that it was hard for me to do a top 5. I messaged him and was like, can we please do a top 10?
And I was like, bro, I haven't even watched 10 Asian horror films in total. Like, I could have maybe went to 8 or 7, but
like you said earlier before we started recording, that would have just been like, well, here's the other ones.
Yeah, and besides, like, if I don't know them like that, I don't really want to even add them in honorable mentions. Unless I've actually seen the shit, I don't want to say it's a fave.
Right. So, this was extremely hard for me. Very hard. Because I went against my natural urge to say what the actual, in my opinion, best Japanese horror film is.
Should have did it anyway.
No. Because it's billed as an action. And it's Godzilla. The original Godzilla. The reason why I didn't go with it is because, again, it's built as an action. Godzilla is always built as action.
Yeah.
But because of what it's actually based on, because it's based on the atomic bomb and everything like that, that's why it's truly horrifying. Like, the shit that happened over there during World War II and all that shit, like, it's a horror show. And a lot of people will say that Godzilla is the best Japanese horror movie of all time because it depicts real world via Godzilla being like everything else that happened to Japan.
I was curious on why when I like for my recommended videos from all the shit I watched on YouTube that has to do with horror, it came up like Godzilla review like
Right.
for horror. It was like
Well,
horror.
yeah,
channel,
that's
and I was
why.
like, what
That's
the fuck?
why.
And then now it makes sense.
Yep, because it's based off of the atomic bomb and everything.
Nope,
So
I just always assumed it was an action. Just
yeah, exactly, and that's why I didn't feel comfortable putting
Right.
it in a number one. So
You still could have done that and just explained it like you just did.
nah,
Yeah, fuck it.
because my number one really is my number one.
I also want to say, in my top 5, I actually have a little something I want to throw at you with it.
Okay. So we decided that I'm going to go from 10 to 6 and just say the titles, just say the release dates, all that.
You can even give a little.
No, I'm not going to because really it's if the people want to watch them, then they'll go watch them if they haven't seen them. If they have seen them, then hey, they'll comment and say, "Cool, I like your list."
Or as they're listening to it, they'll go, that movie fucking
That movie
sucks.
fucking sucked. All right, so just email us at
Just let us
Horror
know.
Wars Podcast at gmail.com and tell us how much our movies suck, how much you love them, how much you hate us, how much
yours
you
is
love
better
us.
than ours, and just let us
Right,
know
yeah.
what your favorites are.
Right,
honestly.
exactly. So number 10 for me is a film called Shutter, not Shutter, Shutter. It was 2004 and from Thailand. There is an American remake of it. Basically it's what's the video game about taking pictures and seeing crazy shit?
Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame. It's basically Fatal Frame the movie before Fatal Frame was a video game.
I gotta see it now.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Definitely see the Thailand one though. The American remake is doo-doo poo-poo butter.
Oh, what a surprise.
Number 9 is Three Extremes. It's from 2004, and it is 3 short films in one film, and it's a celebration of horror from China, Japan, and South Korea.
That's cool.
It was such a dope movie. Definitely recommend getting it if you can get a hold of it. Number 8 is A Tale of Two Sisters from 2003, South Korea. Holy shit, what a movie. There was an American remake called The Uninvited, and The Uninvited pissed me off.
Why?
So bad. Because they did not capture anything.
So they just had
From
the title, or not even
They
the
don't
title.
even have the title. They literally changed everything, and but it's considered a remake. And I hate it. I hate that it's considered a remake. But A Tale of Two Sisters is extremely well done psychological horror. And it deals with a lot of mental imbalances, and it does it fucking perfectly. So, yes. And number 7 is Gonjiam, and it's Gonjiam Haunted Asylum from 2018 in South Korea. Literally South Korea's, I won't say Grave Encounters, because Grave Encounters was like, oh, we're going to make fun of this shit, and, it's a TV show, blah, 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 blah. And then real shit happens. This is people going in expecting real shit.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But it's South Korea, and it's
God.
fucking horrifying.
I was about to say, that sounds terrifying already.
Yeah, exactly. So number 6 for me is The Eye. And what they did to The Eye in the American remake was just as bad as they did to A Tale of Two Sisters. The only redeeming fucking quality that movie
Has
had
Jessica Alba
was
in it, right?
Jessica Alba. That's it. That's the only redeeming quality. I get pissed off thinking about that. Now, here we are at our top five. I'll let Josh go first because I just, waxed poetic on all this shit.
So, for my top 5 is a more recent film.
Okay.
Within since the pandemic, it's actually #Alive.
Alive?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And it is I believe it's a Korean film.
Okay.
And it is pretty much about a guy trapped in his apartment during a zombie outbreak. And he's trapped in just the apartment, and there's another person in another apartment complex
Oh.
that they're kind of communicating through. And of course, starvation, yada, 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 your typical stuck in a room. I just have a soft spot for stuck in a room during a zombie invasion, anything, because that's so much more realistic.
Like
to
Dawn
me.
of the Dead?
Right. Instead of it kind of being like a Walking Dead scenario for a movie, I like more of you got to set up shop and just survive.
Right.
So that's why.
Right. Hey, dude, I get it. I totally get it. Number 5 for me is Ringyo.
I figured.
1998 Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. I don't even have to say anything.
Along with the the autopsy of Jane Doe, it's pretty much Ringo's, at least in someone's list, especially yours.
Someone's list somewhere. It's the one that started it all. It's not Ju-on. I like Ju-on more than I like Ringo.
Right.
But regardless, it still holds that place whether we want it to or not.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest Japanese horror movie ever made, but damn it, it's fucking phenomenal in its own right. So, yeah.
Oh, shit,
So that's number 5 for me.
My number 4 is actually one you've referenced quite a few times.
Really?
Suicide Club. That's free on YouTube, my brother. Yeah. I wanted a nice little refresher just so I can make sure, because again, I don't have as many as you do.
And you ended up watching the whole fucking
I watched
thing.
the whole fucking thing. It's on YouTube for free. Like, there's no payment, nothing.
Right.
Just someone uploaded the whole fucking
Dude,
movie.
and that's funny. Is that the one that you were saying the curveball that you were going to throw? Oh, really? Okay. I love Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Club. Jesus fucking
Hey, for
Christ.
Suicide Squad, the fucking soundtrack is top tier. The movie?
Right. No, Suicide Club was great. It was great. I very much appreciate your list so far. Okay.
Same, just you have the ones before the top 5. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Number 4, Ju-on, The Grudge 2, 2003 Japan. All right, look, if y'all listened to one of the previous episodes and you understand why I have this at number 4.
I'm pretty sure that was in your top 10 ever.
No, it's not my top 10 ever. It was the ghost paranormal. Yeah, our top 5 paranormal. Fuck the last 15 minutes of this movie.
And why is that?
Always. Because this is the movie where fucking Keiko gets birthed out of a woman while fucking Toshio's just saying mama, 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 and you see this coming the fuck out of a vagina. It's wild.
Hey man, new viewers need a little refresher on why you love it so much.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so what is your number 3?
All right, it's another one that's a little bit more recent, I believe 2018. It's just called The Call. It's not
Okay,
The
I know
Last
that.
Call.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Now, again, I am a sucker for different timelines, different fucking dimension type things.
Right.
And without going into big spoilers, it's just characters calling someone from another timeline kind of thing.
There you go.
And that's all I'm going to say because it's really fucking good. So.
Yeah. Okay, that was your number 3, right?
3, right.
Okay, number 3 for me is Audition, 1999 Japan.
Love it. Oh, yeah. Big pee-pee status right there.
Did you go with that for number 1?
The gore quotes.
Oh, yeah.
Is some of the most intense shit you could ever
Audition. And look at you. You're squirming in your fucking chair
I'm remembering
now.
the fucking wire saw.
Wire.
Dog.
Oh.
I'm good.
Oh. That's your number 1, isn't it? Anyway. All right, so number 2.
Is actually The Eye, the original.
Oh, high five on that one. Yes. It was such a good movie.
And you know who showed me that? I said Corey. Cody.
Yep.
So.
Yep. It was a very good movie. I very much enjoyed The Eye. Did not enjoy the...
I didn't even know it had a remake. And that's where the curveball was going to come from. Because I didn't know you were going to talk about it. I was like, we should do The Eye, dude. And I was like...
We can do it.
Okay.
We'll do it. We'll do The Eye and...
Because let me say again, without spoiling anything, I'm a big downer ender kind of fan.
Right.
And that is some depressing ass shit.
Dude, let's call it. Fucking, yeah. All 3 of the Eye movies are downer. The Eye 3 in America is actually called Eye 10 in Japanese, even though it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, that's weird.
See the other 2. If you can go out of your way to see Eye 2 and Eye 3, please do it. I mean it. Like, you will. It's Pang Brothers, so
okay.
You can definitely sink your teeth into that one. Number 2 for me is Uzumaki from 2000 in Japan. Spiral. Bro, have you ever seen that fucking movie?
I've heard of it, but I've never.
Oh my god. I believe that's a Takashi Miike one, if I'm not mistaken. When you see these people turning into fucking slugs and spirals and washing machines and look, be high when you watch this. I'm not fucking no cap. Be high when you are watching this movie because it will give you a whole new fucking.
Just start convulsing. Like, what the fuck?
They are making Uzumaki into an anime.
I saw that.
Right.
So that's what it. Okay.
That's what it is. Yes. So it is a big time horror
Yeah.
anime coming. They even went like it was done in Japan and they fucking like blessed everything while they were doing the anime coming. So it's really dope. I love it. I love the movie. It's kind of niche, but when you watch it, be fucking free, man. So, so with that, sir, what is your number one?
My number one, to no one's surprise, was Audition. Dude, let me
Fuck
tell
that
you.
movie,
Let me
man.
tell you. When I watch, see, again, another thing I'm a sucker for. Simple horror. Like, again, it's graphic.
Yep.
But with the person, the woman who was basically tied in a fucking sack.
Yep.
Crawls out, and very, very gross coming up, so be prepared for this shit. The actress actually throws up in a bowl
Yep.
and eats it,
Yep.
and that was her actual vomit.
Yep.
I don't give a shit unless it's millions. I'm not going to fucking eat my own barf for a film, and all the respect. But I'm just gonna say again, without giving away too much, the torture scenes they seem so real because of their reactions, her acting, and the noises that they use for shit breaking and cutting. I'm good.
So then you need to see the Vengeance trilogy.
I've never heard of it, but now I want to.
It's Old Boy, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and Lady Vengeance.
Gotcha.
Dude, if you... Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all on Shudder.
Okay.
So yeah, and yeah, you need to see those. If you liked Audition and you feel squeamish still after Audition, definitely fuck yourself up more and watch those three.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And number one for me is May the Devil Take You 1 and 2 from 2018 and 2020. Both of them are Indonesian films. Look, it's very infrequent for me to be completely baffled at the things I watch. It is very hard to get me to be like, well, that happened.
Well, I'm just gonna go to bed now.
I'm just gonna fucking, yeah. So, May the Devil Take You Part 1 is on Netflix.
Oh, really?
And it's a Netflix exclusive. May the Devil Take You Part 2, or May the Devil Take You 2, is on Shudder. And it's a Shudder exclusive.
Bruh.
Okay, so for number one, god damn it. So you have to have 2 subscription services to watch both of these movies. Now, number one is more of that slow-paced possession, crawling until you get to the what the absolute fuck just happened.
Big reveal.
You know, which we're going to be talking about in just a few minutes with No One Gets Out Alive. And then number 2 is just balls to the fucking wall. Like, dude, if you have Netflix and you have Shudder, please do yourself the favor of watching May the Devil Take You and May the Devil Take You 2. Because if y'all thought my explanation of Keiko coming out of a vagina was wild, you gotta see these movies. And I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm not. Because I hold these movies in the same regard as I hold The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Like, I really do.
Oh.
So, yeah, those are our top 10/5 Asian horror films. So, as we said previously, if you guys like them, love them, whatever, you know, let us know. horrorwarspodcast@gmail.com. So, let's get into the Horror Club review section of the show tonight. We got a little bit of a background for this one. It's called No One Gets Out Alive. It's only available on Netflix. The plot is this. I was going to say something else, but fucked up. Desperate and without documentation, a woman from Mexico moves into a rundown Cleveland boarding house. Then the unsettling cries and eerie visions begin. Directed by Santiago Mengihi. Story by John Croker and Fernanda Coppell. Produced by Jonathan Cavendish and Will Tennant. Production company was The Imaginarium. Cinematography by Stephen Murray. Music by Mark Corvin. Based on No One Gets Out Alive by Adam Neville, which was a novel. The release was September 29th, 2021. And again, it's on Netflix. Starring Christina Rodolo as Amber. Mark Menchaca as Red. David Figlioli as Becker. David Barrera as Beto? I don't remember. Moronoke Akinola as Kinsey. Phil Robertson as Arthur Wellis. Joanna Borgia as Simona. Victoria Alcock. Victoria Alcock as Mary. Mitchell Mullen as Riles. Vala Noren as Frasier. Alejandro Acara as Carlos. And Jeff Mirza as Motel Manager.
My favorite.
Yes.
Best character.
He had 2 seconds in the movie?
I have at least to give people credit for small roles too.
Right. So, I hit you up with this one today. I meant to hit you up with it last night and the night before, something like that, but everything was just so crazy.
The good thing is, I watched it not that long before I came over here, so
Really?
yeah, so it's still pretty fresh.
That's good. What a fucking movie.
I gotta say, better than I thought it would be.
Did you take notes?
I didn't take notes, but I definitely kept repeating to myself notes. This movie actually is part of the universe of another horror film. It's called The Ritual.
Oh, I have heard of The Ritual. I've never seen it though.
Now with the 4 people from that in the movie when she's in the kitchen, she's on the phone and there's a small TV up on the fridge or whatever. It actually talks about 4 men missing in the woods.
Yeah.
In whatever.
Yeah.
And the way to describe them is describing this because do we want to talk about the reveal already, or do you want to go into go down the whole list of the movie? Because
go ahead. I mean, just
Okay, so in this movie, it's revealed that the 2 men who are running basically the hotel or apartment complex or whatever.
Yeah, the boarding house.
Boarding house that the main character lives in. Sorry, don't remember names. The 2 men are basically under the service of a Aztec god, which is the god of death and rebirth. And
which is a butterfly fucking moth.
which is a butterfly moth.
With hands in her where her vagina should be.
Yeah, and a big face
a mouth.
with a hoodie, or big body with a hoodie, but she's on the back like a big lump. It's weird.
Fucking weird.
But
Crab legs.
But pretty much, when you're cursed, you get these veins on your body that look huge, and you get all these bad symptoms. But when you sacrifice either the elderly, women, or children, if you sacrifice them to this god, it basically gives you blessings.
Okay.
The example is towards the end with the main escape from the woman, the dude just fucking stomps on her ankle and breaks that bitch.
Yes. Oh God, that was. Ugh.
But when tables turned and you eventually see the beast and the 2 men are sacrificed, she's starting to hobble out of the apartment and her leg heals. And you start to see those veins underneath of her eyes and face, and that's pretty much telling you that she's possessed now, and she's bound to this apartment building. Now, the reason that I say it's connected, one, because of the 4 people, but because in the movie The Ritual, they also dealt with another god from a different type of mythology. Or religion, or however you want to phrase it. I don't forget the name of it, but it looks like a big-ass moose with a giraffe neck. With the hooded features of the wraiths from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
But you can see its eyes glowing.
Okay.
And both of the demons from both movies feast on your regrets, your fears, things that you regret. And big spoiler warning for... I'm not going to do it for the Ritual because you haven't seen it yet. But for No One Would Ever Lives, or whatever the fuck, sorry.
No One Gets Out Alive.
It's still revealed that she basically killed her mom and finally accepted that she did it because she did it because her mother was sick in the hospital at the time. She never got to live her life. So she basically smothered her with a pillow and There you go. And once the main female character accepted that shit, that's when the god died, quotes.
Right.
But then that's when she sacrificed the 2 guys, and here we go. She's possessed at the end.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Good film. Starts out a little
But you know what?
slow.
I liked the slowness of this movie for some reason.
No, it was nice because you got to see a little bit of the day by day, but once it kind of, it started to feel like it was like a police detective show or something in the beginning a little bit.
It's like a procedural drama.
Yeah, because it's just like, you know, she comes over to America, she's looking for work, she's looking for real things that people go through, but it's like in like the sewing factory, like we didn't need like 9 conversations about her getting a new passport and shit like that.
Right. Only to get fucked over.
Right, only to get fucked over.
I was fucked up. I didn't know it was going to happen.
But overall, I mean, it's a really good film. It was better than I thought it would be. I thought it was just another, hey, let's just give this random person money for Netflix and let's put their movie out.
Right. No, I really enjoyed it. What was your favorite, like, I guess what was your favorite, like, parts of the movie? I'd say, like, the ambiance for me, like, just the flickering of the lights and the way that they sounded.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really enjoyed that.
I have a thing for
Bedrooms.
Again, for the God type things where it's like, you don't get just your red eyes walking out with a black cloak over their head. Like, I want some just, like, creatures to be like the
Oh,
gods
boy,
of
did we
something.
get the fucking creatures.
Right. And, like, cult shit. That's why I like with the Insidious movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just, it's cool. Plus, again, I love crossover shit. So the fact that the ritual and that both exist in the same realm, GG's for me.
Right.
Watch the ritual, by the way. Definitely watch it.
I'm going to, because that's on Netflix as well, right?
I don't know.
It's either on Netflix or Prime Video or something.
It's on something.
It's on something. Some good drugs. Anyway, so what was your favorite kill in the movie, maybe? Because there wasn't very many kills. But I did like Red as a character. I thought he was cool because he was, like, conflicted and shit. And he was just, like, you know, Becker was a fucking...
Well, yeah, they went with the super cliche of, like, the big, brooding, older, bigger, weirdly muscular dude and then some twig.
Right.
But, I mean, yeah, I liked when she bashed his head in with the obsidian blade, pretty much.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Just the god eating the younger brother was probably the better part for me, just because. Again,
There we go.
We got to use the god.
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree. So, what do we want to rate it? Between both of us, I guess. Out of 5. What's yours?
I'd give it like a 3.5.
I'd give it like a 3.5 too.
It was really good, but again, it has some things it could work out. But other than that, good movie. I mean, it's worth the watch.
Yeah, definitely worth it. And it's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's really not that long.
It's really not that long. Pacing's really good. Environment's really good. Everything that we talk about, like, on our horror war portion, like the actual war portion.
Yeah.
I think the writing was good. I think the writing was great. The you know what? Let me actually tell you what my favorite part of the fucking movie was. When the older brother was taking her down the fucking stairs and all the women ghosts
Oh yeah, the
were
warnings.
oh my god, but then they were like watching as she was going down to the god. That was fucking
I was
crazy.
going to be like, yeah, bitch, now you know how it feels.
Right. No, but it was just like they were just sitting there like, damn, another one.
Yep.
Another one.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the Suicide Club.
Oh, shit.
The God Eaten Club, actually. So, okay, we both give the movie No One Gets Out Alive a 3.5 out of 5. And it's available only on Netflix.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so watch it. All right. We're almost done. All right, so we decided to do a question and answer segment, which probably was the worst thing we could have done, because
We could do like 1 or 2. Just
yeah,
'cause-
we'll do a few this time and then
Yeah.
a few next one and then a few next one, because damn did we get hit with shit. So first off, I would like to say, let me see here, because I'm going to be going around these as because it's on different formats, unfortunately. So the Tip Touch podcast said, definitely like the comparison between the old and the new in regards to horror films. Keep up the good work. You guys rock. So,
Aw.
thanks.
Shout outs. Shout outs.
Right, exactly. Then we have one from my lovely and beautiful wife, Brandian, who, I have to find it real quick, sorry, who said, if you killed me, what would you do with my body? And I'm like,
Holy shit.
I'm like, bitch, I can't answer that. For one, no. And for number two, I'm writing a fucking horror novel.
So you'll find out in the book.
No, like, no, what the fuck? How is she going to ask me some shit like that? No, bitch. Crazy.
Just in case he does, here's the evidence.
Here's the evidence. Okay, now this one's for both of us. What is better, the unknown or the jump scare? And this is from John, my friend since I was like 5, right. But cousin. What is the better? What is better, the unknown or the jump scare?
What do you mean by unknown?
Like, there's a dark fucking corner. And
like what's... Oh.
Right. Or do you like that, hey, how you doing? Like the jump scares.
That's good.
I say the unknown.
That's good. Give me a sec here. I say the unknown as well, and that's because from watching I don't know, this is going to sound really like uppity. From watching so many horrors, you kind of can tell when the jump scares are coming.
Right.
And there are some movies that will still get me.
Right.
But it's like compared to when I was younger, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, okay, someone's standing behind him.
Jump, right.
Yeah, once you close the cabinet in the fucking bathroom,
right.
Someone's standing there.
Once you close the refrigerator,
but the unknown, that goes back to my thing of like, there's just a hallway and you could just see someone standing there, or maybe there's just a hand just coming around the corner. That's better to me. So I say the unknown.
I say the unknown as well.
Good question.
Now, yeah, definitely good question, John. This is from other Josh, Tennessee Josh. Okay. He said, this is a two-parter, but I'm going to read it as
Holy
one.
Shit.
When do you feel the amount of nudity, male or female, becomes excessive in a horror film?
When
the plot surrounds it.
I was going to say, there can be a bit of too much use when it gets to like every single thing will rip their clothes off.
Right.
And then they fall into like a vat of oil or
they
some weird shit
mud
that makes it just
or
oddly sexual, even though it's supposed to be don't see it that way, but your brain kind of goes there.
Your brain automatically goes there.
So when it becomes, that's all it's about. Like,
when it becomes the trope.
Right. But perfect example.
And the second part is, do you feel the rise in male nudity in horror films has become as acceptable as female, or does it seem still somewhat taboo?
I wouldn't say taboo, but I don't see a lot of it. The only movie I can really think of that shows someone's dick and balls was 28 Days Later. Cillian Murphy, you can see his...
Gets up and walks around.
But to me, honestly, even if it did rise up, again, it's just like with female nudity. If it's just there, like it just happens, someone's fucking run out of their house and they're in the shower and they're nude, by all means. Right. But when it's like weirdly just zoomed in on someone's even breast, it just becomes weird because you're just breaking that
fourth wall kind of.
You're kind of making me feel uncomfortable by just staring at boobs.
Okay. And the next one is from Rebecca.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The sister Murky Monday music review.
Shout outs.
Who she probably put up her review right now because we are recording on Monday. So she said, what's your favorite horror scream? Like, who has your favorite scream in horror? Or what was like the best scream to lead into something?
Oh, it's gonna fall into my love of Saw, but the scream at the very end of the first one, when he closes the door, game over, and you just hear, and it goes on for a while. It's not just like one yell and it's done. Like it sounds like he's just yelling, and then you can hear his voice slowly go away. Like
he just, and then dun, dun, dun.
Right. Yeah. Beautiful to me. Love it. Right. Because that's how I would be. I wouldn't be like, I'm going to fucking kill you. I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, so for you, it was very easy. For me, I'm going to have to pass. I can't think of one horror scream that stands out to me.
The Wilhelm scream.
The Wilhelm scream, yes. That one. Yeah. I can't do that one. I've seen way too many horror films.
Too many screams.
Right. Too many. Ooh, that'd be a good name for a horror movie.
Oh,
Copyrighted by Josh and Rob.
Yeah.
Or Josh mainly. Rob only gets 10%.
Or like a mixtape or something.
There you go. Okay, Jose said, Dream Horror Icon Showdown.
Oh, like a Freddy vs. Jason kind of deal?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. That might have to be a Oh man, that's good. Oh shit. Don't mind our silence for a second. Hold on.
For me, I would like to see Candyman versus Freddy.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
I want to see. See, I don't know how this would be a battle, but bear with me here. Jigsaw with like a kind of like a mental battle with the horror aspect with the dude from Seven. Like I kind of want to see how they would.
Dude.
Them kind of both run at the
John
same
Doe.
time.
Yeah.
John Doe. There you go.
Yeah.
So John Kramer versus John Doe, but I just want to see where their brains could take them if they were to go against each other. You know what I mean?
Somebody actually before this, one of the Spooky Cutie interviews coming up, we were actually talking about, spoiler for the interview, unfortunately, but it's a good topic because that was brought up in the interview, and she said that she wants to see Hannibal Lecter, go against Michael Myers. Because of the psychological aspect.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's very interesting, but for me, Candyman and Freddy would be...
That'd be good.
Top fucking notch.
Yeah.
Because they're both Dreamlake states. They're both...
I could see like the poster for them. Just have the glove and have the hook.
Right? Or just the bees covering a hook.
Yeah.
The claw. Yeah.
Or have it in the middle of the road on Elm Street and just have his shadow over...
Or just like a bunch of bees over the Elm Street. Yeah, there's so much you could do.
Okay. I like that, though. That's a good idea.
Martin said, this is another two-parter. What's your favorite modern horror film and your favorite classic horror film?
So modern would have to go with the Evil Dead remake.
Yeah, definitely.
And then...
Same for me, too.
Older? Oh, man.
Like OG horrors.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shit.
I would have to...
But there's so many categories for that.
Right.
Like, I want to say one, but it's for this.
Right, but like pre-2000s horror. At that point, I'm going to go with Scream. I'm going to go with Scream.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a pass for me. Because every time I have one in my brain, I'm like, no, but this one's better, even for the older one. So,
right,
Evil Dead remake for modern, and then old school. I don't know.
Okay, nope, I got you. Understood. Amber, which is an upcoming Spooky Cutie in a couple weeks, she said, "What do you look for, quality-wise, in a horror film?" Right.
How they handle, I don't know, how they make a new, mostly for new stuff, like with the spiritual stuff. So again, like the Insidious series and stuff like that. When they are finally able to break out the box and use like a new spirit or something without just full on copying just old shit with a twist.
Right.
So that's, and again, it could start to fall in this category, but that's why I like the movies we just talked about with nobody lives or gets out alive or whatever. Sorry.
No one gets out alive.
Yeah.
I had to look at it too. I'm sorry.
Like how I like the thing with the gods of death and all that kind of shit, but it could start to fall into just now every fucking movie is starting to use just different mythological something to make it to a demon type thing.
Right.
But, yeah.
For me, what I like in a horror film is it's going to sound absolutely ridiculous, but I need a lot of gore. I need some comedy, and I need a lot of suspense.
No.
Okay.
I can add and agree with that, but I would like to say, like, I like a good twist ending that's not just like, they were the killer the whole time.
So let me give you a perfect example for me. Hell House LLC. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not.
That's one of the camcorder kind of ones, right? Where they open their own like kind of scary house type thing. Yeah.
It was the Abaddon. Yeah. Hell House is a perfect example of that for me. It's got that twist.
Right.
It's got that holy shit creepy factor. It's got the gore, and it's got the comedy.
There you go.
Those type of films will get me every time. Scream. What is Scream? Literally the same type of thing. I know one's paranormal and one's
Yeah.
serial killer, but those are the qualities.
Right.
Good gore, good acting, all that in between. Now, Amber also had another one.
Okay.
Who's your favorite final girl?
Mia. Will always be Mia.
Mia is absolutely amazing.
Which is from The Evil Dead, 2008. I will give a little bit of props to, wow, I forgot her name from Dawn of the Dead, the main lead, the blonde. She was okay until they started the romance shit in the mall. Then I was just like, okay, now we just moved her on to typical, I'm just with the main guy now.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't,
But Mia's so well done because she starts out very finicky because of the drug addiction and getting over it.
Yeah.
And then by the end, she's strong as fuck. She's like a strong change, which I'm not saying none of the other final girls were.
Right.
But to her, just like you've said with the chainsaw scene, you just feel that change from being the lowest one on the totem pole with the friends
the highest one
to being the strongest one and the survivor.
Yeah.
So
no, I totally get it. I think that's where we're going to end off for now because we still have a good chunk of stuff.
The one you screenshotted me, like the one.
That one.
That one I want to be able to put more time into. Like I already have what I want to say, but it'll give me more chance to kind of cook it.
Okay. All right.
Because that one was a really good fucking question.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
They all have been amazing.
I actually told him that I was going to save that for the next episode anyway, I believe. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So. Okay. I'm going back to our screenshots real quick just to make sure that I was right. One second. Sorry. Just got to make sure. Damn, we talk a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I will wait for... Patterson has 1, 2, 3, like 4 questions on his own. And why don't we just make Patterson, or as I call him,
The starter.
just pretty much all of it on the next episode because he's got a lot of really good ones here. So I definitely would not mind doing that because they are very good questions, and I would like to actually take time to him because he asked that one and then he asked a couple more. So next episode is going to be all Patter Monkey.
Okay.
As I call him.
Fair enough.
So I guess we decided that next episode we're going to do the eye.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. For Cody! All right, so thank you, everybody, for your awesome replies. Thank you for the love. Yep. We will continue to do this. I love doing this. I don't know.
Hey.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm telling you, it's a breath of fresh air. I'm telling you. So.
It's awesome. So we're clocking in at about an hour and 13 minutes tonight. You already heard all the spiels earlier. Yep. We got an email. We got a new page. This and that. So we do have a new catchphrase for us as well, too. Did you read what it was or not? Listen to us, laugh with us, love us. That's it. For Horror Wars. I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
And we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Later, bitches. Holy shit, that wind.